hopefully there's going to be, in the new year, I promise you, there'll be some cool announcement that actually they'll lock it all in, and you guys can go, we can all go and sort of go.
Even more Zack Snyder Justice League news was released literally 30 minutes after I posted yesterday's video discrediting the head of DC about Justice League Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League being a dead end, because it's not. We all know if that movie does great, like it will, there will be a sequel called Justice League 2, the Batman standalone series on HBO Max and all that kind of good stuff. So, yo, what is good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. At the 100,000 subscribe mark, I will be giving away something that is so darn cool. So make sure to check us out on Instagram at Warstu, Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into this video. So, literally, within minutes of me posting yesterday's video, we got some official information that the official marketing campaign for the Justice League Snyder Cut has started. There is an awesome OLED LED advert on the side of a building that says only on HBO Max the Snyder Cut. Now, I will overlay it, but I can't have the music because it's the Hallelujah song and I'll get a copyright claim, not a strike, for showing that. But it's cool because it means it's officially coming. What is interesting is people thought the Snyder Cut was never coming, but now we're getting the Justice League Snyder Cut before Robert Pattinson Batman, which is kind of hilarious when you actually think about it, because people thought it was a fancy. So, on Google Play, there is also something on Google Play. The Justice League Snyder Cut has appeared on Google Play, which is cool, because if you live outside of America, HBO Max doesn't exist, and you can't VPN it because you need to have an address in America to register for HBO Max. Trust me, I haven't personally tried, but some people have. And it's also on the service called Roku. I don't know how you pronounce it. ROKU, Roku, for $4 in HD. But what is interesting is it says it's 4 hours long, which is cool, as we already know this. So it's appearing on Google Play. So in UK, if you can't get to an IMAX or if the cinemas aren't open in March, you can watch it on Google Play, which I guess is cool. Not really a fan of Google, but at least it's not being drawn into Sky Box Office or something on that. I think it would have been better on like Netflix or something, additional fee or something like that, which is pretty cool. So the SnyderVerse is back, and there's a campaign just started called Release the SnyderVerse, or more specifically, Restore the SnyderVerse. So on December the 20th of 2020, obviously this year, sorry, I butchered that, we trend worldwide. Hashtag Restore the SnyderVerse. DC fans will be there in huge numbers to show support. Join the event at the following times: PST 7:14 Mexico, 8:14 a.m. Eastern time, and then I'll just reveal the rest. Essentially, for me, 3:14 p.m. UK time. Restore the SnyderVerse, because all these haters, y'all are haters, and you guys hate when I say y'all are haters, but you are haters, who said, you know, the Snyder Cut doesn't exist, it's not there, and now it's coming out. They're all starting this, you know, this conspiracy theory that, you know, the head boss says it's going nowhere. I mean, it's his opinion. It's not a statement from him. Says the blueprint has been discussed and it goes nowhere. Snyder Cut is not part of DC Films. It is. It's not part of DC Films. Realistically, well, what's he doing on HBO Max then? It's not part of DC Films. Behave. I don't care who he is. Like, it's an opinion. It's not a Warner Bros. Statement. It's not a DC Films statement, because it wasn't delivered like a statement. It was delivered like an opinion. DC studio exec thinks Snyder Cut is a dead end. It's not a dead end. Like I said in yesterday's video, and a lot of people were trying to discredit me what I was saying. I don't understand why you're discrediting it, because the information is so clear. It's so out there. You know, 2 different films, sagas involving Batman, played by 2 different actors. Now, I don't understand why a lot of people seem to think it's Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton isn't currently in the universe. He's not Earth 1 Batman. Earth 1 Batman is Batfleck. Keaton is not replacing Affleck as Batman. I can't believe I'm having to talk about this for the 3rd time this week. It makes no sense. Now, if I remember correctly, Michael Keaton was Earth 86 Batman on the Arrowverse, Flashverse crossover before the whole kind of multiverse blew up, essentially. But that's kind of canon because Ezra Miller came through. But the funny thing is, Ezra Miller's Flash isn't even called the Flash. Like, he doesn't even know he is the Flash currently, and that's what's most funny about it. So we're gonna join this, this event on New Year's Eve to kind of restore the Snyderverse as the Snyderverse, and the Justice League Snyderverse is a big thing on this channel. We've got a lot of support, and the Snyderverse is going nowhere. If all the fandom gets behind it like they did with Release the Snyder Cut, you don't think they just released that out of fun. Like Deborah Snyder said on the Light podcast, the Snyder Cut is like the most searched thing on the internet currently, which is cool. So all it takes is the fandom to get behind the Snyderverse, and AT&T, the massive mobile phone giant in America, I probably said it wrong, will get behind Justice League 2. I guarantee it's gonna end. I actually know how Justice League Snyder Cut actually ends anyway. But I guarantee it's going to end on some kind of cliffhanger where it's going to rally the fans to get behind it and get the Justice League Part 2. And all it take on is for all these actors to get on board. And seeing as they're all best friends with Zack Snyder, Aquaman, Jason Momoa is always bigging up. Ben Affleck does the same thing. Gal loves him. They all love him. I guarantee, just like Wonder Woman 3, it would get greenlit within weeks, if not days, of the Snyder Cut being released on HBO Max and Google Play, and globally, it's gonna go freaking big, guys. You really think they got $70 million just to re-edit and add some VFX? Guys, there's so much going on behind the scenes. You don't even know. You don't even know what's coming, And this Suicide Squad Aya cut, that is coming as well. People keep discrediting it, but when it comes, just remember the people that said it was coming. It is interesting. So there's also some other details that we can go over as well. So Zack Snyder has officially said, in his own words, that they will announce official info of the release and the release plan for Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, early 2021. The reason they haven't done it, although they have actually started putting like LED billboards out for this movie, is we want to let the Wonder Woman 1984 have its run. Everybody got to get out there and see Wonder Woman and just love it because it's amazing. I'm super proud, but probably in the new year we're going to have a hard announcement of the date. A cool announcement, a little activation, which is a marketing term, which means they're just going to hit the ball. They're going to smash a release date. And then, the Google Play stuff that you could pre-order, you will be able to pre-order because it's already appearing on like outside of America on Google Play and stuff. But you can't pre-order it yet because obviously they don't have a hard release date. So it is interesting how something that never existed is now pretty much the most searched thing on the internet. I do find it interesting, and if you go back on this very YouTube channel, the Warstu YouTube channel, I've been supporting this from day one, and you guys have been supporting me from day one. I'm not one of these YouTube channels, I'm not one of these Twitter scoopers or anything like that, hyping on it now because they can get traffic on it. We've been on this since day one. Since 2017, we were on it. Even before the Justice League Whedon cut, Josh Whedon, I know he's called Joss, but I call him Josh. Josh Whedon cut came out. I was on this, supporting this cut. You guys who have been here from day one know that we've been on this. So there's also some very interesting information about an Amazonian scene with Hippotola will appear in the Zack Snyder Justice League. I've probably said that wrong, which is pretty cool because we didn't get to see it. And it is interesting. It's a paraphrase of what she said. Zack had already called me to ask if I would be okay with a reissue of the film, which changes. She said, I asked him, will you bring back the Amazon chapter the way you had written it and had filmed it? He said, absolutely. Then I said, Zack, will you also bring back my quite incredible stunt running up the walls? He said, you got it. So I said, yeah, definitely. You've got my blessing. So it's pretty cool that Zack reached out to her to see, would it be cool to bring back the original scene they shot, because he could have released it without even speaking to the actor behind Hippotola. I probably said it wrong, but I don't care. So it's cool. So we're going to get a badass Amazonian scene, which is cool, which means even more Wonder Woman heritage. I really hope they release an Amazonian, either HBO Max series or movie, like there has been plans to do so. That would be freaking cool. So the official marketing tour has kind of started, but not properly. Obviously a massive LOD screen in America, and you can now see it on Google Play. So it exists. So haters, I'm talking directly to you. You said it wasn't real, but it's real. It's now on Google Play. It's now in front of you. But what agenda are you going to try and push now? You're going to try and push this agenda that you're all trying to push, that the Snyderverse is dead after this movie. It's not dead. It's going to become so alive that it's going to take over DC Films massively. Now, guys, let's try and get this video viral. It probably won't work, but let's try and get as many comments, as many likes, as many shares in this video, because the Snyderverse is real. So make sure on the 31st, I'll keep overlaying a picture of it throughout this video. Make sure you hashtag restore the Snyderverse on the 31st. Hell, keep doing it now. Start doing it now, because the Snyderverse, just like the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, it's going to be restored. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be restored, and we're going to get Zack Snyder helming a lot of other projects with DC, but we kind of already know that, guys, but you know, the rest of the cynical world doesn't know this, so it will be happening very soon, guys. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'll catch you up to date with all the latest DC pop culture based news, and I will catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch ya later.